Robbie, in these podcasts, when I'm talking to you guys, you elite sportsmen, one of the first things we do is try and get an understanding of their background.
Okay.
To understand what made them and where they came from and what went underneath the bonnet to create this elite sportsman. Now, your background was obviously Toxtiff.
Yes.
People like me will know Toxtiff from the early 80s with the Toxtiff riots, and that will be an ignorant point of view because I'm sure it's famous for other things than just the Toxtiff riots. But that was your background, and that's where you came from. So walk me through what created you.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think when people talk about Toxtiff, from certainly from where I was from, I mean, it wasn't the most well-to-do place, but it's literally probably about a mile from the city centre of Liverpool, and I'm a real Liverpool lad. Bit of a tough upbringing. My mum and dad had split up. I'd never really lived with my dad, and I'm not going down the realms of I want everyone to feel sad for me about my upbringing. My upbringing was brilliant. I was still close to my dad. I was very, very close to my mum, but I lived with my mum. So my upbringing was probably slightly different than the average family, I should say.
Was football and your involvement in it, was it a way out? Was football for you a way out of perhaps not the most ideal circumstances?
I mean, I know what you're saying and I can get it, but I can see it now. If I go back into the start of my life or the start of my football career, yes, I can see that. But when I'm playing football, there was no chance I was thinking this is a way out. Right. I mean, I played football because I loved the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I was forever playing football in the schoolyard. I was forever playing football. When I got home from school, I lived in Masonettes, and where I lived, there was lots and lots of families who, different age groups. So, I mean, I was playing football from 4 or 5 years of age, against lads who were 12, 13, 14. So I think that shapes you more than anything in terms of becoming a better player. I mean, if I was to sit here and say, I wanted to play football because I wanted a better life, I mean, I would be far from the correct answer because I genuinely never thought about it. I played the game just because I loved it.
Okay, well, let me rephrase the question and repackage it. Did the experiences that you had in life, I mean, I'm maybe I'm being a bit formulaic and looking at Toxtiff and then looking at the fact that you're coming from a single parent family and looking at those challenges and thinking, does it fuel something? Does it make you more determined?
Yeah.
Does it give you a different energy and an absolute inclination to overcome others that might have had a slightly more privileged or less of a challenging background?
Yeah, I mean, Simon, honestly, I do get you, and I know where you're coming from, but
it just was what it was.
No, I never once thought I need to be a player because it's going to make my life better, it's going to make my family's life better. I was never like that. I played the game because I loved it.
Yeah,
genuinely. I mean, I was so lucky to have played the career and had the career I had. Got paid well for it, but I was lucky because I was getting paid for my hobby.
Yeah.
But
you made your own luck, didn't you? Your talent made your own luck.
Of course, I think anyone will tell you, any sports person will tell you, you need a little bit of talent, but you need a lot of luck along the way as well,
and a lot of mental fortitude and resilience. Yeah,
I think that's probably one of the things that I'm probably good at. I think the mental side of my game is very good. The mental side of me, and I probably. The older I've got, and certainly when I was playing in games for Liverpool and other clubs, I think that separates the weaker players from the stronger players. If you're mentally tough, I think you can probably adapt to certain situations better, and I think I was quite good at that.